Hello and welcome to Barons at Manor Park. Okay, what we're going to be doing now is to have a look at the auction process. If you've never done this before, I can understand this is a little bit daunting, but we'll talk you through the types of auction bidding that you can place and also how you actually start up in the first place. So you've looked at the website, there are a few cars and a few things that you'll find interesting and you think, great, I'm going to go and bid on those. So the first thing you have to do is actually get yourself registered. And basically you can come in and do that just by the completion of a simple form, name and address and a few brief details. You can do it online as well. Just go onto our website and you will click on the Easy Life part of our website and it will take you through to a similar registration form. No charge for this, no money changes hands or anything else like that. Ultimately what you do is you get your bidding number, okay? Now this number here indicates to us who you are and will be your number for the day on anything that you care to submit a bid for. So that's quite straightforward so far. You're good to go, yeah? You're in our system, you have your number. All you have to do now is wait for your lot to come up, or if you've registered to bid earlier, wait for the auction day itself. So auction comes along. How on earth do you manage to place a bid? Well, you can do that in one of four ways. You can turn up on the day. Yeah, we run an auction from 1 o'clock. You can actually come in here, help yourself to a bit of free tea and coffee, some food, have a look at your lot, possibly a game, and sit down, wait for your lot to come up. And as soon as the bidding starts, you can place your bids accordingly, basically just by raising your number or ticking, raising your hand or whatever. If you can't get to us, you can do a similar thing over the telephone. One of our staff would phone you up, turn around and say, your lot is coming up, and they would indicate to you as to how the bidding is going, and you could then say to them, well, yeah, okay, go for this, go for that, etc., until either the lot is sold to yourself or somebody else. You can, if you wish, sit down with a cup of coffee at home and look at it on the internet, in which case, as soon as your lot came up, you would just punch in numbers on your computer, which would then come to us immediately because it's all live streamed, and we would pick up that bid and indicate to the auctioneer that there is a bid there. And if your bid is successful, we would already know what your bidder's number was. If you can't do any of those things, but you still wish to place a bid, you can place what is known as a commission bid, in which case you think in advance how much you wish to go for or how much you think that particular lot is worth to you. And you would indicate to us that, well, yeah, I want to take the bid into X amount or whatever. Right. What happens then is that the auctioneer, knowing that he's got a commission bid, would then indicate that he's got commission bids at the time, and wherever he started from and wherever that amount went to within your commission bid, he would indicate accordingly. That's when it starts to get interesting. If the bidding goes beyond your maximum commission bid, i.e. the amount that you've said that you wish to run to, then basically you've lost out because somebody has bid more than you have. If it goes underneath it and you are the last one, then basically that lot provisionally is yours subject to confirmation. In which case we would then come back to you and turn around and say, great, lot's yours, and the rest of it will follow through. I'll explain that in a moment. So what happens? You've bid, the hammer has gone down, which means you've waived your number. That lot is then yours because it is technically sold on that. That then becomes a legally binding contract. You then send us the money and take the car away within the week. If you're on site at the time, as long as you pay us, then you can drive the car away at the same time, subject to tax and insurance, of course. If you're on the telephone, Same thing applies. You send us the money and take the car away within a week. And same with the internet. There is a scenario that a negotiation might start to take place, and that is if the bid is provisional. Then what we mean by that is it hasn't reached the reserve. In which case, if you are the last bidder for that, commission or otherwise, a negotiation takes place between the vendor, ourselves, and yourself to try and reach a happy medium, which usually in 99% of the case works out very well. It could just be that the vendor might want to increase your bid a little bit, in which case that lot then becomes yours. If it is provisional, that is the only time that if the vendor turns around and says, well, yeah, I'd quite like a little bit more, as it is provisional, this is the only time that you can turn around and say yes or no to that. Any other time, the item is yours, that's what you have to pay for. The other thing that you need also to bear in mind is that whatever amount you run up to, there is a commission of 12.5% plus VAT that is added to it. The VAT is just added to the 12.5%. So in round numbers, if you were to bid, say, £10,000, then the commission with the VAT would be roughly 15%, just under, and that's going to work out about £11.50 on top of that. So whatever you bid to, you just need to bear in mind at the back of your mind that you're putting nearly 15% on the top of it. And basically, pay the money, drive it away, have fun. Right. If, just for a moment, let's just step back a little bit, because one of the things that I wanted to just illustrate to people or yourselves is that we are here, and the cars are here, around 2 weeks before the auction for viewing. They're also available to view on the auction morning. And we would encourage you to come along and actually view the lot that you're actually wanting to look at, bid on, or whatever. And we would encourage you to give it a good once over, particularly if an auction is new to you. Yeah? You're going to know the car, you're going to hopefully have done a little bit of homework, and you'll know roughly what to look for. However, we do several things here as well, and that is we have a history file, as much as one can, of all the paperwork that has been left to us by the vendor on a particular vehicle. And within that history file, we do what's known as an HPI check. And an HPI check will indicate to us that the vehicle is genuine, whether there is anything untoward with it, stolen or whatever. Okay, that is in the history file, together with the V5, most important, because obviously you would need to sign that upon your successful winning bid. And the other thing applicable to some cars is a current MOT. The other thing that also we would encourage people to do, because it does come with a lot of cars, is look at the service history. The vendors generally they love to leave us with lots of paperwork. This is the thing. And all the paperwork gets put into a nice large box file with the car on it. And we would encourage anybody that's coming to bid for a car to actually look at the history file. And then they can make an informed decision based on what they see. The other thing is you can always ask for assistance. Yeah? We're always here. We're always glad to help. Most of the cars that we've got here will be driven, albeit maybe just a short distance or something like that. So we can pick up on anything that may or may not be of a concern to you. We've also got some fairly extensive knowledge about most of the cars that we sell. So with that, nice and easy really. You see your car, you register, You bid, you pay, drive it away. We're here to help. And if you need any more information than that, just ask. So happy bidding.